You guys like Road the movie?
I love just screaming. Nothing but the sounds of screaming from teenagers.
Shane, you have a heightened sex drive. It's Friday. It's Friday.
Yes.
Top Boy Shane, the Cannibal Mike G. It's a big deal because it's 101.
It is 101.
101.
Right after 100.
Starting off a fresh 100 of new films. Still reviewing a lot of the old classics here because we got Five Across the Eyes. Virtually a movie that we watched in our past that we absolutely despise and for some reason decided to watch again, I guess for nostalgia purposes.
I'm going to say this is the third time I've now watched this movie.
Man.
Because we watched it once.
No.
Then we showed it to Dennis.
He loved it.
He did.
Denatron?
Dennis loved this movie.
Not Denatron.
And then we watched it now for this, and I got to say, somehow it progressively gets worse every time I watch it.
So think about it, Shane. You've dedicated like 4.5 hours of your life to this movie.
I want to die. This is the worst movie I've seen since Human Zoo.
Oh.
Yeah, this movie made me angry like Human Zoo made me angry, which is not a good thing.
There isn't a redeeming character. There isn't a redeeming quality, except maybe shotgun sodomies and the other fine pleasures in life.
Yeah, that's the big theme of this movie. That's the song, Shotgun Sodomies and the Other Fine Pleasures. The thing is, with this show, Final Friday, we do review a lot of just absolutely horrid film.
Dog shit.
But the thing is, we find enjoyment in a lot of those.
I love bad
but
movies.
Once in a blue moon, there comes a movie that's just absolutely such a struggle to get through that we find ourselves having a hard time talking about it. Yeah. This is one of those films because essentially this movie is literally Road, the film. This is like U-Turn.
The movie.
This is long stretch of road and cornfield and yelling.
Lots of yelling.
It's
tons of it.
It's piss fest. There's
poop.
It's poop. It's vomit.
Throwing shit. Water vomit. Pussy screwdrivers.
Cement fathers. Like it's crazy.
I want to shout out. We have a superstar on this episode.
Chowder.
Chowder's here. Shane, you told me, I think this was like a college film project.
I believe it was. It had to be. The budget of this movie, I think, was like $10,000 or something like that when I was looking it up. This is just like one of the girls was cast a day before they started filming.
You think they just found her on like the side of the road?
No, someone dropped out, so they just asked someone else to do it. Yeah, like it's just there's I don't know, man. This movie's I don't even know what to talk about because the whole idea of this movie is these 5 girls are coming back from a high school basketball game. They're in their mom's van. They accidentally bump into a car at a rest stop, and instead of doing anything, they drive away and they are chased by a woman the entire movie. But the woman thinks they all slept with her husband and ruined her family. And there's no context to that. And that's the entire movie. That's it.
Well, they're clearly lost here at the beginning. They're looking through maps. Kind of like you're looking through your phone right now.
Well, I'm looking through Five Across the Eyes.
Matt, you got a budget check?
Yeah, so we got $4,000 on that budget allegedly.
4,000.
Yeah, according to a few different sources.
Shane, you shot high there with 10.
10, yeah. Sorry. I don't know why I looked at... You know what? Okay. I have to get out of the habit of looking things up because we actually have a producer that looks things up.
Yeah.
I need to, not do that anymore. Because that's why we pay Matt.
We pay Matt 5 across the eyes to get this done.
I pay him in Slap Slave.
Getting to watch these movies with us is his payment.
Yo, let's play my favorite game, though. Let's stretch out an episode as long as we can without having anything to actually talk about.
Yep. So wait, what I can confirm is that they're coming back from a game.
Right, the high school game.
The high school game. The one girl's wearing a jersey. There is 5 girls. Yeah. I thought that wasn't related to 5 across the eyes. It is not. Apparently it's a slap across the face.
Yeah, it's like a slang term.
We've all been there. Coming home from a game with your buds.
So here's the thing. They stop at a store.
Yes.
They get in the car. Then one girl is not in the car yet, so they try to like do that thing where they keep driving off while that person tries to get in the car, and it's like a big funny joke until she lightly taps the SUV in front of her.
Yes.
Which hit the headlight.
She takes out a headlight for sure.
One across the light. We're not the only person that takes out lights in this place, but we took out a light, and then they're going to be relentlessly chased
that.
by this SUV throughout the entire duration of this picture.
Yes.
We try hard on this podcast.
We try really hard. We're gonna have to try hard this episode.
Yeah.
Try hard pod.
Because they're going to drive and they're going to notice the SUV is following them because they notice the one light is out. And I don't understand why. So, Jesus, maybe someone can explain to me why they don't just keep driving down the road. Why do they deviate into like a dirt path?
Also, like I know they don't have like a GPS on their phone, but how do you get this loss from coming from your high school? Like, where are they going?
Matt, you have something to say?
Yeah. So apparently, when she said that the one girl, I don't know characters.
Jamie, Carolyn, was it Belle?
The one girl said that this was a faster route. Someone told her that.
Faster
it was
route where?
route.
Stephanie.
I guess.
To home?
Because she
Man.
had to be home by like 11 o'clock.
I
or
remember
something
them
like
talking
that.
about then. There's the map. They're looking at a map.
Can you actually name the 5 girls? Yeah. I actually think I'm 4 for 5. I'm not even kidding. I need the 5th one though.
So we got Isabella,
Bella,
Jamie, Melanie,
that was the one I missed.
Carolyn,
Yep.
and
Give us a Stephanie.
Oh!
Nailed it. 4 for 5.
That's good.
Killing the game.
That's fucking good.
Killing the game. I got a cat next to me. How you
That's-
doing, buddy? There's a little chowder. You're a better actor than any of the people in this movie.
I think Melanie was the one that they were leaving out of the car, I think, and dragging on. The problem is, after that point, I only know Belle because she's the one that's driving. I know Jamie because she's in the other front seat with the jersey on. I think Carolyn is the one that gets raped by the screwdriver, but I don't know for
Which
sure.
one's the one that gets raped by the shotgun?
I don't remember either.
Which one's the one that pees on the clothes? Or do they
I think
all
that's
do?
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
And she's also the one that gets kidnapped, too.
Yes, yes.
Who's the one that eventually like loses her mind? She's like, I'm gonna bash this lady's head in.
It's either Carolyn or Melanie. It's one of them, I think.
Yeah.
So there's no character development in this movie. There's no character backstory. You're just dropped in, and all you learn is little things like, oh, this girl's dad is dead, and his ashes are in the car. Why? Don't really know. But
Don't
that's
know.
okay. Like they're not likable. They just scream and shout,
lot
and
of
they're
yelling.
useless, and they're useless, and they're useless.
It just seems like that one girl, Melanie, there was like a loose storyline of like they made fun of her and stuff, and like in the past, it doesn't really come back to play much.
Because that happens an hour and 15
Yeah.
minutes into the movie.
Right.
It's like zero impact and just blah blah.
You know what's crazy? Like this movie takes a very short break from the yelling and screaming and crying. It's like 3 minutes of like an apology scene, and it's like super boring and pointless.
You know what the crazy thing is? Like the fact that it's like this for an hour and
it never stops.
37 minutes.
I no joke. I had to take a break from watching this movie because there's too much yelling.
Like, I definitely applaud them for making a movie. Like, good for you.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, good for you. It's like, I mean, of course we'd watch anything, so of course we're gonna watch your film.
Yeah,
And then there's a scene where they get completely naked, which Matthew enjoyed. But I mean, like that's
He loves it.
Definitely not.
well, they don't really get naked,
You don't
but they
see
take their clothes
anything,
off, yeah.
which
and
would
then
have been the only interesting.
But I mean,
part
so
of this movie.
basically, they're going to be driving, and the car with the one headlight that they knocked out because they decided not to stay and leave. Once there was, they were shocked that they would know. Like, oh, how would they know? There's people outside the fucking store.
I know.
Like, it's very clear that they could just get the plate number. But yeah, so the SUV does follow them, does like kind of chase them down into like the middle of nowhere. And basically, it's going to be that the whole movie. It's like The Hitcher, but like the simple down budget, $4,000 budget version of The Hitcher.
Yeah, it's like I said, because she stops them, she pulls them out with the shotgun. They see that there's dead bodies in her trunk.
Yeah.
Which we find out is her family, right? That she killed her family and she put them in the trunk.
She's been killing for a long time.
And she's shouting at these girls. She's like, you slept with my husband. You ruined my marriage. Yeah. Take your clothes off, you filthy skanks.
You're a dumb cunt
Yeah,
whore.
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, I think I don't know what happened with her family, but she's so psychopathic.
Yeah.
She keeps bringing up the fact that these girls did something to her. So you're thinking like, oh, maybe they did do something at some point, but no, like later on when she has her whole family dead in her car, you just realize she's like a legitimate psycho.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that her husband has been cheating on her. Is that
Yes.
fair to say? And she just thinks like
Every woman
every
has done
woman
it.
has
That's
every
a good
woman has slept with her
assumption, yeah.
husband.
She
Yeah.
just hates women now.
Yes. So she forces these girls to pee on the clothes, and then she leaves, and they put the piss clothes back on.
Yeah, at that point, I'm leaving.
Like at that point, like we're like if we're a bunch of dudes, right, and we had to just pee on our clothes, we're driving home shirtless.
we're-
Yeah, we are not putting those clothes back on. It is wet.
We're being guys in a car naked.
Yeah,
together.
we're just dudes naked in
So,
a car going home.
At gunpoint, did she want them to put the clothes back on? Like
No, they put it on.
They just
back
chose
on
to?
after. Yeah, like they piss. They piss in the pile.
We'd
She
probably
leaves.
We'd probably even hang dong in the car. I don't
100%.
think we
Absolutely.
would put the pee clothes
No,
back on.
I'm not putting the pee clothes back
Yeah.
on.
It'd be an honor to hang dong with you guys.
Yeah,
And this girl just shouts at them and yells and is just really
Oh,
like
she takes the yelling to fucking 30.
Okay, so did you guys watch this with subtitles?
No.
The subtitles were, first of all, wrong sometimes, and second of all, when they were shouting, there wasn't even subtitles.
I fucking want nachos.
I don't think the subtitles could like figure out what was going on.
That's fair. That's fair. So she would be labeled in the millennial world as a Karen. Of course, I love Karens. I think Karens make the world a better place. You need someone yelling in the carrot and vegetable aisle once in a while. But this is a little much.
It is.
And none of these girls look like high school girls,
They
first
don't.
of all.
They
but
don't.
yes, in the story, yeah, it's like a high school or maybe like a college kid, maybe. But
I
probably-
thought it was supposed to be a high school game.
I think
maybe.
it is. I think the most annoying one is the one driving.
I thought the one in the jersey was horrendous.
that's Jamie, and then Bella was the one driving.
I couldn't
I don't know.
deal
Like
with her.
I said, I'm not like taking a shot at them because they're clearly not actresses.
Yeah, we should.
It's a project. It's a project. We've been there.
Yeah,
We've
Like,
been there.
like we've shot things, and trust me, I'm fucking horrendous.
No,
But,
don't
like-
sell yourself short.
talking about the movie.
Yeah,
like,
it's
the movie
bad.
is rough.
I'm sure they're all, salt of the earth.
Yeah, but
Who am I to talk
But
about?
also, I'm gonna give them this. This is the worst script I think I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I mean, like, it's interesting how they chose to piss on clothes and put it back route. That just came out of nowhere. It's kind of unique. I almost credit him for it.
I think what the screwdriver like rape is kind of different.
Yeah, this is my
Pretty
favorite
wild.
movie now.
Her vagina will never be the same.
Dude, like, this might be the best movie ever now that I'm thinking about it. It's so unique. Like, so in Spit on Your Grave, there was a bottle rape.
Yes.
And then this movie has a legit. And the thing is, the screwdriver is still in the vagina.
Oh yeah, when
they
it comes
pull
out
it-
all bloody.
Yeah.
and-
So yeah, I mean, let's continue. Let's
This
continue.
movie is written by a psychopath because there's screwdriver rape, there's shotgun rape.
You can rent
There
the
is
movie.
a girl who poops in her hand and throws it at. This man might have just been living his fetish life.
This is a 99-cent film.
You
It
know
was.
it was written by a guy.
I think it was. Matt, who's director?
Yeah, two dudes.
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was. Because the film has a bunch of females in it.
Writers are also dudes.
Yeah, this is just.
Or Marshall, so I'm assuming that's.
This is sick. This whole movie's sick. I'll give him credit. Some of it, like, I never in a million years would have came up with the idea of the pee puddle.
Yeah,
So,
the pee puddle's pretty crazy.
Pretty tight.
That's kind of, that's unique and different.
Yo, is there a line said by a male in this movie?
No, there's not a male character in this movie.
Oh, there is though.
Who?
Guy at the store.
Guy at the store.
Guy at the store.
You don't actually see that guy though.
No, you just see him talk, right? You
Yeah.
just hear him talk.
You hear him talk for a brief second.
Yeah.
The majority, the whole movie is just the killer girl and the chick screaming.
It's very hard movie to chat about, which kind of makes it good for this and not at the same time, because like all they do, like this would be a horrible final pod movie, but for us to talk about it here, it's essentially like them getting chased, escaping, and then getting relentlessly chased again by one headlight lady.
Oh,
And them
Joyride.
yelling about it. Yeah.
But Joyride had a plot and actors.
But they and then
Paul
they
Walker.
continue to bring up like the past, and they continue to go through this route. I think we could almost like seriously jump ahead to the point where they lose the one girl,
Yes.
and they re-find her again in a bloody pulp.
Yes.
And you find out that when they bring her back, you think she's like dead to see what's wrong with her. They bring her back onto their minivan, and she literally has a screwdriver in her vagina, her virgina, as my father would say.
Yes. They pull it out. It's just covered in blood, and now they're out for revenge. Now
They're out
the
for
hunter
blood.
has become the hunted.
That's correct, Shane. Shane, just fucking cook.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cook. So they're gonna start chasing the woman, but once again, she'll get the upper hand by like slamming that girl's hand into like the car door, and then she sodomizes one with a shotgun, and she just slaps the shit out of
Bless
him.
you.
And they're gonna be like bloody messes, and then one girl gets the upper hand, and then they all act like they don't have any injuries and beat the shit out of the woman. Right?
Oh,
like,
she gets fucked up.
but like my gripe with it was all these girls are bloody messes, and it just drops. Like that whole thing drops. They're just perfectly fine to kick the shit out of that woman.
Another thing, how many times do these girls legitimately throw up in this movie?
Oh my god! Like at least 30.
Like it's like an obsessive amount of vomit. Like I feel like the one girl gets seasick and it's not seasick, sorry, car sick, throws up in her hands because of the smells. Then this girl siphons gas, throws up. Then they're all throwing up when they see the dead bot. It's like legitimately all they do is drive and puke.
Because the one girl who siphons gas, she swallows gas. They say that, right? That she swallowed some of the gas?
No, don't get me wrong. Gas is incredible. Would I love to drink gas? Of course. But it probably tastes worse than it smells, Matt.
I also think
Matt, take your clothes off.
I also
and piss on them.
And then put the clothes back on after you urinate on them.
next episode, we should all wear piss clothes.
Let's do it.
In honor of Five Across the Eyes.
I don't know. I'm wearing a button up right now.
I'm pissing on it. Okay. Would you rather me piss on your shirt and then you wear it, or Brian sodomize you with a screwdriver?
The Brian one. Because, like,
Sodomy is interesting.
yeah, and I hate you so much.
And there's a lot of hatred. I have a couple of questions about sodomy. So, like, I always thought about sodomy as, like, someone, like, shoving something into someone's butt.
Yes.
But is anal considered sodomy?
Yes.
It is, right?
Yes.
What's it called when a girl fucks a guy with a dildo?
Sodomy?
Pegging.
That's pegging, yeah.
Yeah.
Shan, you into that stuff?
No.
I thought you were the pegging king, the peg prince.
We're not. See, Mike. No, Brian. We're not. No, that's not a thing. We're not starting that. That's not the new trend. We're not going that way. Let's go back to Mike breaking lights.
Because you, oh God, are you ever going to stop? Are you going to let it
Is this because that one time you went to Rowan for the hour, you were part of the pegging hour at Rowan?
Yeah, that was a good hour in Shane's
I would never in a million years be at Rowan.
Okay.
But how about the pegging hour?
I'd rather go to the pegging hour than Rowan.
Hot shoot question. Watch this movie again for the fourth time, or 90 or so minutes of hot peg?
The act actually is shorter than the movie.
Would you
An hour 36.
Would you rather jump out of a plane, no parachute, and onto a pegging than watch this movie again?
I'm taking the no parachute jump.
The no parachute peg
And
sesh?
watch this movie one more time. I've seen it 3 times.
That's a lot.
That's 3 more times than a human should watch this movie.
A lot. There's one thing you could take from this movie, though. If you're in a dire situation with a lot of people, don't just try to fucking shout over each other.
Yeah.
Calm down and, like, cool heads. Try to
Cool heads prevail.
Okay,
Yeah.
one more thing I want to talk about before we wrap this one up, because really we've talked about everything that needs to be
Is
talked
it my
about.
blood socks?
No, it's the fact there is a subplot of them constantly putting Band-Aids on that one girl and then constantly searching for Band-Aids to put on that girl.
Imagine at the end she was just one Band-Aid.
Dude, she's just a mummy.
She wears like 8 Band-Aids by the end of the movie.
There you go.
I love it. But I don't love this movie.
Okay.
How is this movie an hour? How long is it?
Hour 36.
How did they stretch it that long?
Road.
Yeah, a lot of
They
roads.
probably just had to get somewhere, so they just kept shooting.
So apparently they got pulled. Apparently a cop pulled them over in the middle of shooting.
That's hilarious.
That's fucking so
That
funny.
makes sense.
That makes so much sense. That's amazing.
Yeah, so There's also the subplot of them trying not to get the mom's van dirty, despite all of them bleeding from every orifice they have.
And the ashes that they were trying to scoop back in. They're like, this is your dad. They're like, no, unless your dad is literally concrete.
That was the weirdest part. That little sub like concrete plot.
Yeah.
The one girl looks at the ashes. She's like, oh, I have my grandma's ashes. They don't look like concrete.
And didn't she taste it? She like tastes it.
Yeah,
she
like,
tastes it.
Yeah, at the very least, she wafts it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Why is that a thing?
they kill the girl at the end of this movie, and it's over.
They burn her too.
They
They do burn her alive.
They burn the body.
They burn the body.
My favorite part was the last line. The girl says, try not to get my mom's van dirty.
Which is the first line of the movie.
Which is nice because at least the movie's self-aware.
like, girls,
self-aware.
Sister pact. We never talk about this ever again.
Yeah.
We never
Oh,
talk
it's
about
like, I know what you did last summer.
Yeah.
Yo, say like we're out in like PA or something.
Yeah,
And, like,
PAB, yeah.
we fucking kill. Are we talking about it? Like
No,
openly?
you have to have a pact, and then you agree not to kill, and then you get attacked by the fisherman. What are we calling the fisherman slicker?
yeah, the fisherman's like,
That's a fucking throwback. Tune in when we finish that series.
yeah, in a couple months.
Couple months.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. That's it. That's fucking
Yeah,
five
we've
across
had-
the
So
eyes.
you're saying
We've had enough.
Five Across the Eyes is a slap, right?
Yes.
Does the movie have anything to do with slapping?
She bitch slaps a few people.
So, I mean, I know we've talked about how much we love this movie. Maybe we should get to the review.
This movie could have been called The Road, but wasn't that a good movie though? The
Yeah.
Road?
That's
There's
also
also a
Brian
good-
fell asleep during.
Do you know?
Oh, right,
yeah,
right.
that's also written by the same guy that wrote No Country for Old Men.
That guy's
That guy
out.
is literally a legend. He's got like a ton of good books. I gotta read them. I have them. I don't read
Interesting.
anything though because I have no time.
Who was in The Road?
Viggo.
was Viggo
Viggo.
Mortensen.
Oh, Viggo Mortenstein.
Who's the girl? Is that Abigail Breslin? I'm just
I
throwing
don't
out names.
remember that. I don't remember. Could
Okay.
be. I'll have to look that up.
Eh, who
but
cares?
what we're gonna do is rate Five Across the Eyes.
Easy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no.
It's
I
a tough
could
one.
never in a million years recommend this. It's one of the worst we've done on this podcast. I consider it down there with Human Zoo, with Slaw, with Plank Face, with all those other pieces of garbage. I cannot, in any good faith, recommend this. This is a movie that pioneered this podcast, but I will not tell anyone to watch it.
Yeah, it's kind of like again the special place in your heart conversation because it was like one of the early ones that we watched. We watched it with another old friend of ours. Yeah, I mean, like it's got that like place in our friendship. However, the movie's kind of trash. It's kind of bad, but I respect it. You know, it is what it is.
Shane, did you hate the movie because it's female led?
No. I hate the movie because it's
Because it's
bad.
just
Well, there is
loud.
the theme of Shane hating women, and that's a whole theme too. But
Yeah, we could talk about that
you guys
for
are
hours.
Sick. You're sickos. I'm on a podcast
So,
with a bunch of sickos.
do you think they ever find their way back home?
no, Shane.
No.
Or are they always just on the same road?
They are just forever on this road.
Yo, so they get a flat tire. Do they ever like show them changing it or just magically?
I think they do change it.
Would
They
you-
remember they look under the thing and they
Right. Would you be able to handle that?
Yeah, but then she comes. Then the lady comes.
Yeah,
And then
true. They never
just
actually showed them change the tire. You're correct about that.
And then our girl throws up again. It's literally insane.
God.
Shane, do you know how to siphon gas?
Yeah, you just put a hose in the gas and you suck. That's it.
This is so ridiculous. This movie is insane.
All right.
Insane in like
Membrane kind of way.
thanks.
across the eyes.
across the eyes.
Okay, next week we are doing a movie that it's like the 14th movie we've done with Kevin Nash. We are doing Monster Brawl.
Oh, baby.
Do you like Witch Bitch, Swamp Gut, Zombie Man, Jimmy Hart? Well, we got the movie for you.
If you're a wrestling fan, you gotta watch this one. It's
Might
on
like it.
Tubi. Instead of like having a bunch of wrestlers in a tournament, this is a monster brawl. It's a bunch of the famous old monsters with a couple of new ones you wouldn't expect, and two different divisions: the middleweight and the heavyweight, just duking it out. But it's not just a simple wrestling match; it's a battle to the death.
So we'll tune in next week for Monster Brawl. movie.
And you know where to find us.
Oh, you do.
www.thefinalpodcast.com. Of course, we're on Spotify. Of course, we're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen or watch. But however, I recommend thefinalpodcast.com because we have 2 shows. We have the low-budget show, Final Friday, which is on Fridays. We consider that the B show. Then you have the A show on Mondays, which is really the above average show. It's the amazing show. It's the actual show.
The astonishing show.
It's the exactly, the astonishing show. It's the only show really, and that's the final podcast. But if you like to watch the B show, the Bogart show, the Shanghai show, it's what we're on Fridays with Mike G.
Barracuda.
We'll see you next week.
You're the Barracuda now?
The bullshit show, the 5 Across the Eye show.